It's time for another review. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you once again for tuning in. Today we are going to take a look at the cowboy. This is obviously supposed to be John Marston from the Red Dead Redemption series. We received Arthur Morgan a couple of years back, and he was known as the Outlaw. Now we have the cowboy. So this is the box, which is very similar to the one from Arthur Morgan. The only difference is this is a brown box and the other one was a red box. So this is supposed to be LimToys version of figure. As far as I know, no one else is doing any of it. I don't even think VTS is even doing a John Marston figure. So this is pretty much all we're going to get as far as this figure is concerned. I don't think anyone else is doing it. But it's a window box, so if you open it up, you can see the figure there, and as well as the artwork, which is the iconic look that he has. This might have been something, it looks like something that was just maybe some art that someone else drew for them, rather than pulling it from some art from Rockstar or something like that. This is their own personal thing. So let's go ahead and get the guy out. This, as far as I know right now, is going to be probably a lengthy video, because just like the Arthur Morgan figure, this John Marston comes with quite a bit of stuff. So let's go ahead and just look at John Marston first, and then we'll jump into all of the good accessories that he comes with. So let's go ahead and take a look at the guy. So there's your first look at John Marston with one of the head sculpts, because there is another head sculpt that he comes with where he has shorter hair as well as one as longer hair, but that is the John Marston look, and this is supposed to be his signature outfit that you see him in. Even in the first Red Dead Redemption game, this is the outfit that you see him in. Pretty good. So yeah, that's a nice looking figure already. I do like the head sculpt. It does look looks really good. The rest of the outfit, to me, I am totally okay with. The spurs are actually really nice gold spurs. So that's a nice touch, as opposed to the plastic ones that we got for Arthur Morgan. So this actually looks really good. Let's take a look at his hats. This time around we get two hats, unlike Arthur Morgan. He only got one, whereas he only had one, his signature one for the game. But this one is more catering to what he looked like in the first part of the game and the second part of the game. So this is a nice little hat. It actually does have some weathering in the hat, so that is some good detail on that. It is a plastic hat. It is not any kind of fabric or anything to it. Then this is the hat that he had at the beginning of the game. So there's a nice detail on that. Again, this is a plastic hat. There's no material to it. So yeah, but it still looks pretty good. We're gonna try it on later with some photos and stuff. We also have his knife. These are just the items just on the first tray. But yeah, that looks pretty good. You can see the weathering on the knife. So I do like how that looks. That is some pretty good detail there. And this is supposed to be the thing he used for the dynamite, the detonator for the dynamite. That is some good detail on that. I believe the one that Arthur Morgan comes with is a little bit longer, just slightly. But this still looks like some really nice detail in that. This is a kind of odd piece here, but this is I believe this is from the first game. So you have this John Marston squirrel looking thing. I do remember seeing him. I don't remember actually like playing as the character in the game, but I do remember seeing that, so it is a signature thing. But yeah, that is I guess, you know, little Easter eggs that they're throwing in. So this is still a cool thing to have. And then we now have a different fish. I can't remember what the name of this fish is. I definitely have to go back and look at the game, but I do remember seeing this fish. This is one of the signature fish that you had to catch in the game. So it's good to just have a different one that's different from the one that Arthur Morgan comes with. So it's nice that you got a different fish with that. We got a number of different hands here. I'm not going to really go through all of them right now. I'll show them later, but this is one for like when he wants to twirl the gun. So you can put the gun on the finger and, you know, just like he's spinning it. So that's a nice idea. That's a nice idea to have that. I think that's actually pretty cool to have that. But nice gloves. I like these gloves better than the ones that came with Arthur Morgan, because for some reason the ones that Arthur Morgan came with, it was kind of at an angle. So it just had this odd angle when it came to trying to put the gloves on the wrist. It was just weird looking. So I like the fact that these are a little better, and they're just straight all the way from the front end to where the actual wrist peg goes in. So that's a nice touch for that. And then you have some regular sculpted hands. This is definitely different from the Arthur Morgan figure, because the Arthur Morgan figure you have a lot more just hands that were not, you had a few gloved hands, and then you had some ones where it was just his regular hands. So for this one, you just get one trigger hand and one relaxed hand. The rest of his hands are gloves, mainly because John Marston did have on gloves the majority of the time. So it makes sense that you would get gloves to be the most, to basically be the most of the hands that you get. This is a different head sculpt for John. So that is definitely another nice look to that. That is some really good detail. That is really good detail on that. You can see all the scars, the scratches, the signature scratches on his face. So that is definitely cool to see. It's just that you can see the difference in the beard there, so you can see the different looks for the face. But again, this is really good detail. Nicely done, nicely done. So then we also have some different hair. This one where his hair is a little longer. So it's still cool to see, but you have this longer hair. We'll definitely swap these out for some when we get ready to jump into our photos. We'll definitely show photos with all of the different hair that he has. This is another one where he has his hair that's a little shorter. This one actually says on the inside, it'll tell you exactly what it's for. So this is the 1911 version where his hair is a little shorter. So yeah, so that's pretty much what we have for the first tray. Oh, I'm sorry. We also have a watch as well as some other little bottles. Let me see if I can pull these out here. So there's your first bottle that you get. Again, nice detail. And again, I'm glad that these are different from what you get with Arthur. So you can literally take a number of these pieces, put them all together, mix and match, do whatever you want with it, and yeah, still be able to use them for all of the figures. There are some signature things to Arthur and some signature things to John, but then there's some things that'll be good for both figures, no matter who they are, who you're using. So that's another bottle that you can use. And this final piece is the watch, which you have here. The watch does not close, so you cannot you can't close it up. It just stays open. But still, that's some very good detail. Very good detail in that. So that'll do it for the first tray. Let's go ahead and let's jump into the second tray. First thing we're going to take a look at, which honestly I think is really cool, is this plate of food. The famous plate of food that you can walk around with in the game. You've definitely seen those times where people try to walk as far as they possibly could without spilling their meal. So you can kind of imitate that. But yeah, this is a nice touch where you can see the detail in his food, as well as the spoon that he comes with. There's also this little can here, so you can definitely see. You're gonna pull it in so you can read that. There you go. You take a look at that, as well as what's on the inside. Again, it's like the nice little shine on the thing. But yeah, these are supposed to be strawberries. So that's a nice, nice touch, nice detail on the can. So good job on that. And then we also have our gun. So let's go ahead and let's take a look at this rifle here. Nice detail on that. The one that Arthur comes with, it has more of a brass or gold look to it. This is more silver, so this is nice. Again, nice detail in it. It's really good style of the weapon. Lovely detail. Lovely detail on that. Then we also have his famous double barrel gun here. So this is basically the famous gun that he used for the signature photo, with him aiming his gun at his enemy, which you get a chance to actually do that shot in the game, in the second game. There you can see it kind of opens up. So we'll definitely be trying to recreate that image of him doing that famous shot. Then we have another 6-shooter here, a revolver. Again, really good detail. Nice detail on the gun. Nice. And then we have another revolver for him. This is the other difference with the John Marston figure as opposed to Arthur Morgan. Arthur, his guns, like he had 2 of the same guns. But this is not the same for Marston. Marston, his guns are different. They're all different guns, which is a nice touch to it, so you don't get the same guns over and over again with him. But again, this is really nicely done. Nice detail, nice weathering on the hilt. So yeah, this is definitely good. And then this is another like signature gun. Just different types of guns that you have seen as you're playing the game. So, and you know you can customize the guns to where you can get, you know, gold or brass or whatnot. So that's a nice touch that they add that gun into it. Good job, definitely good job. Then there's a special base that you get, which I'll show you a close-up of that in a moment. But as far as the pieces that go onto it, which is also really nice, is you get some little insects on there. Let's see if you can, I don't know if you can see the detail on that, because this one's actually kind of small, but it's like a little dragonfly that you get on that you're actually supposed to put on the display base. So again, this is a nice attention to detail for that. That is really, really cool to see that. So you have that piece, and then there's a cactus that goes on the display as well. So again, nice attention to detail. And then this is the display base. I am so glad that these guys are actually going with a different display base than what you get with Arthur. So you actually get something different that you can put together. So nice job, guys. And like other people who kind of use the same base over and over again, they actually decided to change it up. So nice attention to detail on that. Very cool. The other things that you will get is you get a vest. This vest goes with the other coat that he has, which I'll show you in a moment, because there's, again, these are 2 different outfits. So you have the other signature vest that he has on, and then this is the one that's supposed to go with his other outfit from the earlier times when he was with Arthur Morgan. You also have his gun belt, which again is some nice detail on it. I'm going to add all of these pieces to the figure so you'll be able to see all the detail in it. But yeah, it's very, very nice. It has his holsters. You know, I'm actually going to pull these holsters out. I do remember seeing an image of these holsters, and I was like, man, I got to see these things up close, because the detail in them was looking really good. Which I'll show you guys. You can see all the detail that's in the gun holsters. That is fantastic. Really good job on that. And then there's another shoulder bag that he has. This is not a plastic piece. This is actually a fabric for this as well. So I'll pull that out. You'll be able to take a look at that. But yeah, that's a nice detail for the bag, and it's a fabric. It's fabric material, not plastic about it. There's also some other. You get some bullets as well. So I actually went and I got a number of different bullets for my Arthur Morgan. So I'll probably be taking some from Arthur and putting him with John, just so we can, you know, they can have a number of different bullets, because seeing this is only one shotgun shell. It'd be nice to have a whole lot more than that, but I have plenty. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna swap, take some from the John Marston. I'm sorry, the Arthur Morgan, and put it with the John Marston figure. So, and then the final piece will show you guys one of the other things that he comes with. Is he does come with a fishing pole of his own. So again, a nice attention to detail for the pole, and his lure that he comes with as well. So, but a really, really good detail for the fishing pole. And now let me show you guys the coat that he comes with. This is one of the other coats that he has. Alright, here we go. So again, this is another, and he has a piece here to hold his rifle. So you basically go strap this across his back. But again, this is a nice coat that he wears for the other version of the outfit. So yeah, it's a really nice. So let's go ahead and let's do just some quick comparisons. I'm gonna put all the stuff on the figure, and then we'll do a side by side to see how they turn out. Okay, so for the most part, I got everything on the John Marston figure. I just so you can see these two side by side. You can, I mean, I don't know if you can really tell, but Marston is actually taller than Arthur. Don't be fooled by the hat, because that's really what it is. And I do appreciate, you know, LimToys has been paying attention to the comments that people have been making about the hat. So you can see when it comes to the hat here, it is closer to the ear, so it does come down and comes down a little further, as opposed to Arthur, that just sits up way too high on his head, and so that's why you can, I mean, you can see that it comes down in the front, but it just sticks up way too high on his head, and it just does not look right on that. So just so you can see just how much shorter it is, I'll remove the hats, and you can see just how much, you know, he is a bit shorter, just a little bit shorter than Arthur. I know it's kind of hard to see from this angle, but Arthur is slightly shorter than Marston. Let me see if I can bring you guys in closer so you can see. I don't normally do this here, but just so you guys can see the height difference. You can see he is a little bit shorter than Marston, and that's, you know, they try to make it seem like where he's roughly around the same height because of the hat, but you can see there he is slightly shorter than Marston. So it's fine. There are, you know, it's just some scenes you'll notice in the game where Arthur looks a little bit taller than John. You know, just slightly, but yeah, you can totally tell from here. Personally, for me, I don't normally have the hat on because it just sits way too high. So normally I just remove the hair piece and then I just have it sit there, and then that makes things look a little more believable for me. So that's why I kind of do that. And then when I take my shots of Arthur, I just have the you know, do it from the front, so you can't really tell that the hair is not there. But yeah, that's the other thing. The other thing I'll you know, actually I'm gonna show you this too, because I'm pretty happy about this. A while ago I wanted to make my own John Marston figure, and I just never got around to doing it. But I did make a or I did have someone make a real genuine leather hat for a John Marston figure. So let me show you that. I have it right here. You can see this is my actual leather hat that I have for Marston. I think it looks pretty good on him. No, not too bad. So it gives that way I have a kind of a leather look. The only thing I'm missing is like the little feather that he has on top, but I still think it's a pretty good style for the hat. Looks okay. So just to show you some other comparisons here, this is another third party. I think this was SW Toys that did Sadie Adler, so you can see just how, you know, how much shorter she is, but it's, I mean, it's pretty decent. So it's you know, pretty good, not too bad. And then the other thing I had was, I do have, which some people have seen, the Mr. Z horse that I have set up, so you guys can see, you know, just how tall that is. So I purchased a Mr. Z horse and then had a custom saddle that I put, which if you know my channel, you've seen a lot of pictures that I've taken of Arthur Morgan. I usually have this saddle next to him, so it's a pretty good size for, you know, I mean, it fits really well as far as the size. I mean, I kind of already knew that it would, because I knew he wouldn't be, even though he's, you know, just a little taller, he's still roughly the same height as Arthur Morgan, so it would fit perfectly with the horse. So yeah, so I really didn't think it was going to be any problem there. Overall, I will say I do like what they did with John Marston. Just the design in the holsters and the bandolier. I mean, everything. They did put some extra detail in John over Arthur. But in comparison between the two, Arthur does have a lot more accessories than Marston does, you know, which is okay. Like I said, you can mix and match between the two. So overall, I am satisfied with the figure. I think the figure is great. And yeah, I mean, in comparison to the recent release that just came before this one, which was the Nathan Drake, I think there was a whole lot more detail that was put into that Nathan Drake over this John Marston. But you're talking about two different games, and, you know, two different styles of, you know, clothing and whatnot. So I still appreciate the detail that comes in this, as well as the detail that came in the Nathan Drake. It still looks okay. So overall, I am happy with the figure. I'm grateful for it. Sometimes you get those figures where it's the only one out there no other figure is getting released, at least, you know, as far as the future is concerned. No one tries to release it, so it's all that we have, and that's what we're stuck with, as bad as it looks. But this particular case, the figure is not bad. It's actually a really good figure, and I'm glad to have it. And this is, as of right now, the only John Marston we will ever see. So if you have an opportunity to get it, I would recommend that you get the figure, because I believe you will be satisfied with it. So overall, it is a great buy. So yeah, so that'll do it for right now. So let's go ahead and jump into the photos of the figure. I'll take this time now to thank you again for tuning in to the channel. Thank you for joining the Facebook group that we have for Toytography Magazine. All the likes and subscribes to those already, I really appreciate it. And yeah, there's going to be a whole lot more content coming soon. So thanks once again, and I'll see you next time.